everyone. My name is Audrey. Welcome to tonight's online 111 CEO Cafe Business Plan Opportunity Presentation Preview. I am truly very grateful and honored to be able to present to you tonight of this wonderful plan. But before I begin, a little bit of introduction about myself. I actually got to know about Shuang Hor because of my own personal crisis at the time, trying to look for an opportunity that can give me the balance that I've always wanted in terms of money, time, and health. And I am very, very thankful and grateful to this stranger who stopped me in the middle of the night in a shopping mall just to introduce to me this thing called Shuang Hor lingzhi. And with that simple act of kindness, it has really transformed my life and my family's life moving forward. So tonight, I wish that with this presentation, it can also probably give you a chance and an opportunity for you to look for something that can possibly transform your life too. So with the COVID-19 crisis that is happening to us right now, I believe a lot of our lives would have been interrupted. Normal life has been disrupted, be it whether it is forcefully disrupted or it has been stopped because of the MCO. I believe all of us has been impacted because of this COVID-19 pandemic. And it has also given us this great opportunity for most people to really think, or I would say rethink, reposition ourselves, and probably given us a chance to reinvent ourselves moving forward. So it is really, is it a crisis or is it really an opportunity? As of right now, it is a choice for us to decide. So with this, during the pandemic, I believe a lot of things have changed for us, be it whether it is a new skill. Has everybody taken up cooking, baking, sewing, TikToking? Is there such a word as TikToking? Right? So there are a lot of new skills that probably we have never thought of that we will be taking on, right? Or perhaps we have picked up some new habits of being a bit more healthy, yoga classes, online yoga classes, or probably eating better, since we can't go out from our home, or probably we are spending a little bit more time with our children and watching a little bit more of less TV, spending more time playing board games with our kids. That's a new habit to also inculcate during this time period in itself. Or perhaps, maybe some of us really started some contingency planning. Because of the MCO, we have a little bit more time, we have a bit more opportunity for us to really just pause and think, what is happening? And how do I want to choose moving forward? The contingency planning can be in the form of, having multiple streams of income, or maybe some already have had their jobs terminated, their contract terminated, their businesses are impacted in itself. So contingency planning can also mean in terms of our health. Probably the pandemic has shown us that we might want to stay healthy, in order for us to achieve the things that we want in our lives. Contingency planning could also mean that maybe it is also time for me to relook and see whether I would want to spend more time with my family, be it whether it is with our parents or is it with our children, or even for ourselves, okay? Having time for ourselves. So the question still remains, what have we actually learned from this pandemic? And I believe some may say, yes, I actually have seen and heard and would like to know what I can do moving forward. But some I can still hear that says, I didn't have time because I'm so busy during the pandemic, trying to find another job, trying to find a second job, trying to, work from home. I didn't even have time to think of all these things. I didn't even have time to pick up new skills or even inculcate new habits. But I hope from tonight's sharing, you might have a little bit of a breather, pausing a little bit to really think, are you open enough to have a new opportunity that has no risk, be it putting ourselves physically at risk or even financially at risk? This opportunity has no risk whatsoever. And this opportunity as well, no investment is required. We don't need to take out a big sum of amount of money that we need to buy stocks or buy products or buy even rent shops in itself, rent a space. There's no requirement for that. And lastly, an opportunity in itself that has no condition applied. As long as you're 18 years and above of age, you can actually embark into this opportunity. Or be it whether you're female or male, or be it whether you are a graduate, or just a normal worker in your office, or if you are in the corporate world that you have no time at all to even think about all these questions. I hope that for tonight's sharing, that you are open enough to take a look at this wonderful opportunity. Because, first, it is very simple. Because I would like to invite you to a CEO coffee party. And let me treat you to the best coffee in the world. What is this then? Coffee as a business opportunity that has no risk, no investment required, and no condition required too. First, let's take a look about coffee alone. This is a statistics that has been compiled for the Malaysian market on coffee. People who are drinking coffee. It says here, as you can see, almost 80% of coffee drinkers, 82%, 81.2% are coffee drinkers, and about 20%, 18% are tea drinkers in itself. So in the market in itself, it's either you're a coffee drinker or you're a tea drinker, besides water lah. So water in itself is the biggest, the most drink beverage, okay, next to coffee. And because coffee is so easily acceptable by a lot of people, this is a fast-moving consumer goods, which is daily needed and highly acceptable. Even if you don't drink coffee, I believe somebody in your home will be drinking coffee. It could be your spouse, it could be your grandparents, it could be your parents, it could be your children drinking coffee in itself. Somebody at home would be a coffee drinker. And because coffee is so readily available, we can really start a very simple conversation with just coffee. As what Malaysians always say, have you eaten today? Sudah makan ah? But we always say, sudah minum ah? Have you drank your coffee today? Okay, so that's the reason why it's always very simple for us to just start a conversation to say, hey, let me treat you to the best coffee in the world. The next instance would be, really? Is there such a thing as the best coffee in the world? Well, yes. And because of this particular statistics, 25%, as you can see here, drink at least 1 cup of coffee a day, and at least 43.8% drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. So if you can see this, coffee is a great door opener for us to start something very simple, but end very strongly in terms of a business opportunity in itself. So, what is this 111 Cafe business plan? It is something that is very, very simple. Why? Because we're just talking about drinking coffee, right? And there are no risks because this box of coffee is only 35 ringgit a month. And there's 20 sachets in a box, which means it's only 1 ringgit and 75 cents a day if you drink 1 cup of coffee a day. For me, at least it will be 2 cups minimum. And it gives us a great opportunity of high returns because understanding this opportunity, starting with just a simple product called CEO Cafe, we can generate an income of at least more than 12,000 ringgit a month continuously. Okay, so as simple as that, all we have to do is to switch our brands only to our CEO Cafe. And as you can see here, the distributor price is 35 ringgit, or even in Singapore in itself is $14 with 20 sachets. The retail price is 41 ringgit or 17 Sing dollar. Okay? As simple as that. Drink coffee, change your daily expenses into an income, generating revenue for you and your family. Simple? Yes, of course. So how does this 111 CEO Cafe business plan works? The first one is you drink 1 box of CEO Cafe a month. So you buy 1 box a month and drink it yourself, 20 sachets. Now, if you're not a coffee drinker, you can treat your friends to a great cup of coffee. Or your family can drink that 1 box of coffee a month. Simple? Can do 35 ringgit a month only. Yes? So the next one is share with 1 person or 1 family in itself to also just drink 1 box of CEO Cafe a month. Again, it's just 1 box. And if they like it, sponsor them. Means that, hey, if you drink my coffee, you can also generate an income from it. How long have you been drinking your brand of coffee and have you generated income from that brand of coffee? Probably not. But this opportunity do give you that. Just to switch your brand to drinking CEO Cafe. You and your friend will continuously share and repeat this very simple activity every month, which is what? Drink coffee. 1 box a month. And find 1 friend or 1 family who is willing to just switch brand. Okay? And when we actually do that continuously for 1 year, after that 1 year, you will be able to generate an income of more than 12,000 a month continuously. It's just not you alone. You and your group of friends who do the same thing as you do will generate that 12,000 ringgit a month. So this is something that is very simple, but the power is in the duplication of it. Because this system is something that is very easy to learn. How do we learn about it? Drink coffee. What is this 111? Explain as what I have. Simple. 1 box of coffee a month. Find 1 friend or 1 family who is willing to switch and do exactly like you for 1 year. That's 111. And it is very easy to do. Do what? Just drink coffee. Find a friend to drink coffee. Invite your friend to drink coffee. Treat your friend to drink coffee. Have a coffee party. That's about it. And that's it, to teach. It's very easy to teach. Why? Because it's just about drinking coffee. So let me illustrate a little bit. How does this 12,000 ringgit a month come about? Okay, with just 1 box of coffee, 1 person a month for 1 year. Now look at this illustration in itself. You start off with drinking your own box of coffee. For the first month, you will get one friend who will also do the same thing like you, buy one box of coffee, right? So on the second month, you will have 2 persons drinking only 1 box of coffee. So in total, 2 boxes of coffee on your second month in itself. Now let's continue. You also find a new friend on your second month. The first friend who actually followed you on your first month will also find another friend. So in total on your second month, you will have 4 friends, right? So from 2 to 4, which is in multiples of 2 already. So let's continue on. On your third month, do exactly that same activity. Buy 1 box of coffee, find one friend who will switch the brand to our coffee, and sponsor them. Do the same activity. So on the third month, you will see in your network, you will have 8 persons already. Let's continue. To the fourth month, it becomes 16 when everybody do the same simple activity in itself. On the fifth month, it becomes 32. Now take a look at this. On the first to your third month in itself, okay, let's look at the number of people in your group. On the first month, you only have 2. On the second month, you have 4 persons drinking 1 box of coffee in itself. On the third month, it's already 8 persons drinking 1 box of coffee in itself. Fourth month is 16 persons, and on the fifth month is 32 persons in itself. Now let's look at the income. On your first to the third month, we don't really get anything, but don't stop. If you continue, and when you continue, you will see your income coming on your fourth month, which is about 16 ringgit. 16 ringgit is about what? About half, less than half of the price of the box of coffee that you have paid for. Okay? And then when we continue on the fifth month, you will get 49 ringgit, while your friend who joined you a previous month will get 16 ringgit. So when you actually see this, from 16 ringgit to about 49 ringgit, it is almost a multiplication of what? 3 times? 2 times? And you can also do this in Singapore. So you have friends who drinks coffee in Singapore, switch brand. And that is what we call the power of multiplication. From 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32. Now let's continue. It sounds very exciting now, right? From the fifth month onwards, as we can see, it is 50 ringgit of income. Let's see on the sixth month, your income jumps to 116, 250, almost 249, all the way down to the 13th month, which is 12,280 ringgit a month. Continuously after that, when this network has grown to almost 8,000 people just drinking 1 box of CEO Cafe only. So this calculation is only based on 1 box of CEO Cafe. Imagine if you're like me, I don't drink 1 box. I at least myself 3 boxes, because 1 box is only 20 sachets. So if you can see the potential in this, the calculation of the money can be exponential. And if you can see the potential in this too, if you just buy 1 box of coffee, 35 ringgit, 12 months, okay, let's say 13 months, it's less than about 500 ringgit in that whole year. But your return is more than 10,000 ringgit. You calculate, what is the rate of return? And if in terms of rental property, 12 on the 12th month is about 5,008. A rental property of an asset that is fully paid, probably around what? In Kuala Lumpur city center in itself, is probably about 2 million now. So that's a part. If we really understand what it means by starting simple, drinking coffee, and ending strong, because it is about the power of duplication by just drinking coffee. So what's so unique about this coffee then that you should look into switching your brand? This coffee is very, very unique because of the ingredients that we have inside. Number one, it is made out of prime Arabica coffee bean that has no flavoring essence and no artificial preservatives. So whatever that we're drinking in terms of the coffee is pure coffee bean taste. Okay? Next, we have our coconut creamer extract that has no trans fat. It is tasty and healthy. If you were to look in the market for pre-mixed coffee, you cannot find this ingredient inside, especially for their non-dairy creamer. Ours is actually coconut oil creamer extract. That's the reason why it is a healthier choice for us to drink CEO Cafe, especially for those who are pre-mixed coffee drinkers. You would probably want to try this particular coffee. And finally, the most important ingredient in our CEO Cafe is our Yongkian Ganoderma, which is also known as lingzhi. Our Yongkian lingzhi is awarded with 2 national health accreditation for immune modulation and liver protection. And this particular Yongkian Ganoderma is the sole proprietorship in itself. Sole proprietor? No. It is under the ownership of Shuang Hor Company. You can't get this particular grade of lingzhi from any companies outside. Okay? And because of the formulation of the ingredients inside there, this cup of coffee has a very smooth and aromatic taste. The minute that you actually mix this coffee, especially with hot water, you can already smell that cup of coffee in your hands and just wanting to put it near your mouth and drink it. And that is how wonderful our CEO Cafe is. And because of the formulation, it also has added health benefits. This cup of coffee can help people to relieve their migraine and headaches. It is really proven to promote diuresis and for better digestion. So people who have constipation, if you actually drink this cup of coffee, it can really help you to relieve the constipation as well, okay? And also to improve mental alertness. You want that instant energy from just drinking coffee and our lingzhi, this is the best choice in itself because it can help us to give us that boost of energy throughout the whole day. And if you drink this coffee before you exercise, it also helps to burn your calorie better because it improves our metabolic rate. Okay? So you have not tried our CEO Cafe? Before I end today's sharing, call your friend now. Go try. And let me have a little bit of information about what is this Yongkian Ganoderma or Yongkian lingzhi in itself. The amount of lingzhi inside our coffee may not be a lot, but to understand why this lingzhi is so unique is very important. Because of this double national accreditation that we have received, that Shuang Hor Company has received from the Taiwan health government in itself. Taiwan in itself has this thing called a Health Food Act to ensure the safety and the efficacy of the products that is being promoted by producers of the companies in Taiwan in itself. So it is a form of safeguarding, number one, their branding in terms of Taiwan as a country. Number two, in terms of the safety of the products. And of course, number three, to safeguard the health of their community as well. Okay, so that's why this Health Food Act is actually something very important and very proud for us as Shuang Horians to really have with our hands. Because this particular Health Food Act accreditation has 2 points to it for our Yongkian Ganoderma. One, it helps to modulate our immune system. And number two, it is scientifically proven to protect our liver as well. Besides this accreditation from Taiwan government, we also have accreditation from the Japan government which is the Japan Health Food Association. Of course, halal certification. Our coffee is also JAKIM halal certified. And of course, we have accreditation from our neighboring country, Singapore, which is the Health Sciences Authority of Singapore as well. Okay? Now, how did this COO Cafe come about? Well, there is a very, very inspiring story from a personal journey of this gentleman in Japan. Okay? His name is Mr. Terashima. Mr. Terashima actually was involved in a car accident some years back, and he was wheelchair bound for 3 years. Yeah? Because of that, he was not able to move around freely as how he normally would, right? Because he was wheelchair bound. But Mr. Terashima is an avid coffee drinker. Okay? So there was one day his friend actually recommended to say, hey, why don't I put 2 capsules of Yongkian lingzhi inside the normal coffee that you're drinking? So with much insistence and all, Mr. Terashima-san said, okay, just put that 2 capsules of lingzhi inside my coffee. So after drinking about half a cup of that coffee that was added with 2 capsules of Yongkian lingzhi, Mr. Terashima-san actually felt warmth radiating throughout his body, and he could feel his fingers moving. So he was very captivated to say, hey, I've been drinking coffee for some time. I've never felt this. But after putting in that 2 capsules, he felt some changes. So what his friend did was, he added another 2 capsules of lingzhi, Yongkian lingzhi, into the remainder of his coffee. After finishing that cup of coffee, Mr. Terashima-san was able to stand up briefly unassisted. Of course, he sat back down after that. Because of the incident, Mr. Terashima-san started to consume 8 capsules of lingzhi daily, together with his physiotherapy, and after 3 months, he could walk with a cane. And this is him giving his personal testimonial, that's his daughter, in Shuang Hor office. And because of his story, Shuang Hor Company actually started to do the development and research on including lingzhi into coffee. It took our company 4 years to really come up with this magnificent product. Why 4 years? Because Shuang Hor Company has very stringent requirements. Number 1, it needs to have all natural components inside there. Number 2, it must give some health benefits to it. Because if you have read enough about coffee, there are health benefits to coffee. But if you add coffee with lingzhi, it will give you a little bit more of that health benefit, like what I have shared just now. And lastly, it must taste nice. Who would like to drink coffee that doesn't taste nice? As a coffee drinker, taste is very important, correct? But it also comes with all these extra benefits from our COO Cafe. And the challenges also from these 4 years is because we wanted to have the right partner to be able to partner with us in producing our COO Cafe. With that, Shuang Hor Company is already so supportive in coming out with the 111 COO Cafe plan. It has also helped and support distributors like us in order to expand a market, outreach to more people, to drinking a little bit more of a healthier choice of coffee with these 2 strategic logistic assistance. Number 1 is what we call auto repeat order. This is to authorize the company to debit your credit card or your debit card in itself, to deduct every monthly or every quarterly of the number of boxes of coffee, so that we do not have to collect money. So one of the complexity of the business is removed. There's no money collection required. So there's no hutang. Okay? This is a big thing in terms of running a business. Number 2, it is about free delivery. With a minimum of 2 boxes per month or 3 boxes every quarterly, the company will courier the boxes of coffee to you to your home, to your office, whichever address that you are indicating in Malaysia, East Malaysia, Semenanjung Malaysia, for free. Okay? So this is also something that cuts off the complexity of delivering product. Two main complexity that is being removed so that we can actually focus on sharing the benefit and the opportunity to more friends. We will have more time to do the things that is more important instead of administrative, operational things. And because of this assistance that is provided, we are very grateful. I personally am very grateful that I am able to partner with Shuang Hor Company to have this with me. Because I have a family, I wouldn't want to be moving around, traveling around, just delivering products or collecting money in itself. This service is already in place, and it's only for us to make full use of it. So with this, act now. If you have not registered as a distributor, it's very, very simple. Membership and the starter kit is only 26 ringgit. I repeat, 26 ringgit. There's no 00 at the back. It is one of the cheapest and most economical way of starting a business. It's only 26 ringgit. And you can also opt to sign up for the auto repeat order, be it whether you want to send 2 boxes monthly or more, 2 boxes or more monthly, or 3 boxes every quarterly in itself. Your choice. And with this, congratulations. You have started on your journey on building an income that is more than 12,000 ringgit a month for you and your family. So with this, I would like to share with you some of the friends that I have, actually not really friends, I've known them as strangers. I first started knowing them as strangers in itself. And this 111 Cafe business plan has really eased a lot of the work or the activity that we really need to do for building this business in itself. And it is actually very fun. This particular lady, I know her as a stranger. I got to know her in a shopping mall. This photo actually was showing us going to Johor for a coffee party. We actually traveled together to just have coffee party. This was before the MCO. And to her hometown, to her kampung, just to make coffee for people to drink, to try, and to share the greatness of the 111 CEO Cafe business plan. Okay? And this particular lady, the one who is standing next to me, she is also a stranger. I got to know her when we were having a coffee party in the shopping mall at a food court in itself. Just because of the coffee and the business plan. Actually, she's not even a coffee drinker. But she said, my grandma drinks coffee and she loves coffee. And that's how it started. From just 1 cup of coffee in itself and that one great opportunity that she was looking for. And subsequently, we actually have what we call home parties in her house. This is all her family members and friends. And again, that was before MCO in itself, right? But when MCO started, I can attest to you, the transition from a face-to-face coffee party to an online coffee party was seamless because the infrastructure was there. Operationally, Shuang Hor business is already digitized. They were ready, whatever may come. And even for tonight, for our online OPP, which is the Opportunity Presentation Preview, it is ready. We were already ready. So when MCO happened, we just shifted our coffee party from a face-to-face to online. As you can see from here, we were having coffee online. And when the RMCO, we were able to move, I went to see some of the network's friends and family who wanted to know a little bit more on how to generate income even without going out from their house. And this is always with us, what we call our coffee set. We have our cups, our coffee sachets. This is the lingzhi bottle, and our hot flask is ever ready. Whenever you're ready, you want to drink a cup of coffee, you just have to call, wherever it may be. So after signing up, and probably signing up for your ARO in itself, what do I need to do next? It's very, very simple. First, tap your mobile. You say tap your mobile. Actually, look at your mobile phone. For those that have not tried our coffee yet, quickly tap your mobile and call the friend that invited you for tonight's online sharing and say, I want to try your coffee because it is really one of the most wonderful coffee that you can taste. Be it whether you want it hot or be it whether you want it cold, be it you want it boosted. What is boosted? You can add some virgin coconut in there. You can add some lingzhi capsules inside there if you like, right? So call the friend that actually has invited you. Or for those who are already in the 111 CEO Cafe Business Plan, you have not contacted your friends, tap your mobile, look and call them. Hey, I would like to treat you to the most wonderful coffee, the most amazing coffee for you to drink. You can choose whichever platform you can outreach to your friends in itself. Be it whether it's social media, be it whether it's just a normal phone call, right? It still works. And the next step is drink coffee. As simple as that. And enjoy that great cup of coffee when you are having that CEO Cafe in your hands with your friend and that opportunity that you have. With this, I would really like to urge for us to really look into this 101 CEO Cafe Business Plan. Because with just one simple cup of coffee, it can really start to empower our life. And because of the crisis that has happened and is still happening, this is one opportunity that I believe will be able to be done with very minimal money, no risk, not much time involvement in itself, because it's just about drinking coffee, switching the brand, going online. That's all. So with this, I'm very, very grateful again to be given this opportunity to share with you on this wonderful business opportunity called 101 CEO Cafe Business Plan. And with this, thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rachel Chan. Let me give a brief introduction about myself before I begin. I have taken Shuang Hor products for 14 years. I'm married with 4 children. They are now 20, 16, 11, and 9. I am an accountant by training, and I have been a professional banker for more than 25 years. I take Shuang Hor products because of my health. I have minor thalassemia, which is a blood disorder. This genetic condition means that my blood cells have a shorter lifespan. It basically means that I will age and degenerate faster than the normal population. It also means that I will fall sick easier. When I was 30 years old, after the delivery of my first child, I had multiple slip discs at my L4 and L5. 3 years after that, I had hyperthyroid. I was 34 years old before I could conceive my second child. My second child, she came out 2 weeks early and she was underweight at 2.65 kilo. A year after that, I developed sinusitis. This condition became more chronic over 3 years. When I was 37 years old, my relative introduced Shuang Hor to me. I decided to take the Shuang Hor products for my sinus. And after diligently taking the lingzhi and pollen and other Shuang Hor products, my sinus was gone in 3 months. A year after I've started taking Shuang Hor products, I became pregnant with my third child at the age of 38. And a year and a half after that, I was pregnant with my fourth child. My 2 younger children, they came out healthy. My third child was 3.5 kilo, and my youngest child, he was the heaviest of my baby at 3.65 kilo. I have been taking Shuang Hor products before my pregnancy, during and after, so it is very safe. I find that my energy level in my 40s with 4 children was actually better than when I was in my 30s with 2 children. I was working full-time in an investment bank with the long hours and the stress. My husband was posted to Vietnam at that point, and I take care of the whole family with my 4 children. So I'm very grateful that the Shuang Hor products has helped to keep my family healthy, and there was no return of my chronic condition of slip disc, hyperthyroid, or sinusitis. And we were able to recover from the occasional flu very easily. In 2016, my father was hospitalized for a very bad stomach pain. The endoscope that was done on him shows that he has this ulceration on his duodenum, which is after our stomach. The doctor said that he has a tumor growth that is very big, that is almost blocking the duodenum. The doctor was very concerned because a surgery to remove the tumor at my father's age is very risky. He cannot do very much for my father, except to give him antacid and to give him very strong antibiotics. And he asked my father to come back a month later for another endoscope and biopsy on the tumor to see what other treatment can be given to him. Given my 10 years of taking Shuang Hor products, I have very high hopes that the products can give him some relief. So I went to get some products for him. Now, my father's testimony can be seen from the Shuang Hor e-learning website, so I will not go into detail of it. But if you want to know what the lingzhi in the CEO coffee can do, this is what happened a month later. After my father has taken the Shuang Hor lingzhi and pollen and other products, and also the medicine that was given by the doctor. We were all very surprised with the results. As you can see here, the ulceration, the black ulceration, has gone off. It is replaced by pink cells, which indicates new cell growth. The doctor says that the tumor has shrank, and he was very happy. He congratulated my father. Congratulations, uncle, you don't need a surgery. Right? And after 1 month of observation, my father was released with no further treatment required. Now, my father did not take the CEO coffee at that time. He is taking the lingzhi, which can be found in the CEO coffee. For full details of my father's testimony, please do go up to the Shuang Hor e-learning website. And for new friends, please do ask the person who has invited you how to access to the website. Today, my father is 86 years old. He is drinking CEO coffee once a day, and he takes 2 jahe lingzhi and 2 pollen for his maintenance most of the time. But at this point, I am still not doing the Shuang Hor business because as an analyst, I do not have confidence that the MLM business will work. Sometime before the MCO, my husband and I were invited to a 111 CEO coffee plan presentation at her house. So the both of us went. I sat through the presentation and I remained doubtful. But my husband had a different response. He is a coffee lover, must have 2 cups of coffee a day. And he was curious. And the timing of the 111 CEO coffee plan couldn't be better. Because a year before that, my husband has made a switch of his ex-brand coffee to the CEO coffee at my insistence. So my husband has a chronic cough and flu that will come and haunt him every month. It's so bad he has to see the doctor, and the doctor will give him very, very strong antibiotics. And any more stronger than that, he will have to get an injection. So but the antibiotics does not actually stop it because the cough will come back every month for a few years already. So when my husband took the CEO coffee, after 6 months, he realized that his medical claims have come down. And he was very curious what is happening because there's no change to his lifestyle. And the only thing he did different was to take the CEO coffee. So he waited for another few months to see what is happening. And after 9 months, the chronic cough and flu did not return. So he had confidence that it must be the CEO coffee that has helped him. And he became very curious, what is this CEO coffee? What is this lingzhi that's inside? What is this Shuang Hor all about? So when he sat down for the 111 presentation, he was very excited because to him, it seems like a very simple thing to do, to drink coffee, to share, and to tell a simple story. My husband is an accountant by training. He is in the financial industry, in the risk management, and he holds a high corporate position. So, but he has taken a look at the 111 CEO coffee plan, and he finds it a very simple thing to do. It is simple to learn, simple to teach, and most definitely can be duplicated. And he believes that he can start his Shuang Hor business using the 111 CEO coffee plan. So the 111 CEO coffee plan became a turning point and a starting point for him. And he began to attend meetings, trainings, and he began to share the coffee and also the CEO plan with his friends, with our family, and with his colleagues. His decision and his action has caught me by surprise. I have to step back and have a look. What is this 111 CEO coffee plan? Does he actually know what he's doing? So I went to attend some of the meetings and trainings, and I met many new Shuang Hor friends. I noticed that they have been doing this business for a long time. Some 18 years, some 24, even 30 years. For a corporate person, 10 years in a job is a very long time. But these Shuang Horians, they're still doing it. They keep sharing. They share their experience, they share their knowledge, they share it happily and freely, literally freely. And there is no trade secret. They want everyone to have health. They want everyone to succeed and also to have wealth. So, I also noticed during the MCO, my Shuang Hor friends who have actually expanded their business using the 111 CEO coffee plan. They have been able to share with many new friends and even strangers, and have helped many people to gain their health, and at the same time also give them a chance at a second income. So after having done a long and detailed analysis and study of the 111 CEO coffee plan and also the Shuang Hor MLM business, I have come to the conclusion that the 111 CEO coffee plan can be done and it can succeed. So I have begun to go for meetings and trainings, and I've also started to consistently share with my friends on the 111 CEO coffee. I'm also learning to share without expectation. This is not something that comes naturally to me, but I'm very happy to be able to learn how to do it. Do I face rejection? Yes, there are many rejection. But I've also met people who are happy to have found a coffee that tastes so good. Even strangers who have changed their drinking habits and who are sharing the coffee with their friends to have a second income. I believe that the CEO coffee is the best coffee in the world because I cannot drink coffee before this because it will give me heart palpitation, it will give me headaches, very bad headaches. Maybe it's because of my minor thalassemia. But with the CEO coffee, I have been able to drink 1 cup of CEO coffee a day for the past 1 year. And now I can enjoy a very good cup of coffee. And I get to understand what my friend mean when they say they must have their coffee fix. So can you just imagine how big the market is, the market for the CEO coffee is? Even people who cannot drink coffee can drink the CEO coffee, right? So I do not know what 12,000 ringgit means to you, but for me and my friends, it means a lot. This is one plan where we can share happily with our friends. How many jobs are there in the world or business that you do that you can do happily, right? And also there is no limitation to this business. There is no retirement age limit or retrenchment risk. So if you are new, why do you try and have a look at the CEO coffee plan? Just change your coffee, drink the coffee, enjoy it, and have a second source of income. Okay, so with that, I've come to the end of my presentation. I would like to thank my cousin for introducing Shuang Hor to me, and also my friends who have supported me in my Shuang Hor business, my Shuang Hor journey. Thank you.